I've never got to use that, so I thought I'd use it. We'll call the meeting to order. Would you guys stand with me and pledge allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Mark?
Here.
Mark?
Here. Item 2, comments from the public limited to 2 minutes. Time may be extended at the discretion of the board. Item 3, discussion and possible action regarding environmental officer grant with John Gooden.
Thank you, Chairman. I very much appreciate the chance to be back on the agenda. So, guys, I think that the thing that was missing from our discussion last week was my friend Bill. So he's heading the board for the airport, which is the only airport in Kingfisher County. And so that's the whole reason that I have asked for you guys to consider this grant. You know, I mean, cleaning up the environment is a good thing and all that, but I'd like to turn the floor over to Bill for just a minute to see why it is we're asking for this.
As y'all are aware, we're extending the runway. We've got a grant from the Department of Commerce to extend the runway 1,800 feet, give us a total of 4,000 feet out there. Because the runway we have right now is minimal. I mean, for operations, just general aviation mostly. And this will help with the whole economy, you know, larger airplanes coming in, businesses and whatnot when we get a larger runway. Plus we'll get an instrument approach along with it, which is helpful. Part of the expansion of the runway, we ran into a problem, as y'all are probably aware, on the north end. There's a wetlands up there that is under the purview of the Corps of Engineers. And we had to get a permit. We were fortunate, and we did get a permit from the Corps of Engineers to be able to basically take the runway and go ahead and with the runway. But as part of that, we have to relocate the wetlands that's there. John had identified a parcel of land over east of the railroad tracks behind Atwoods, basically, that we will qualify according to the Corps of Engineers. So that's part. It's not really part of the runway project, but it is, because we have to have that replacement before we have to satisfy the requirements of the permit from the Corps of Engineers. The funding for the wetlands project is totally separate from the runway project. We can't use the funds from the runway project to fund the wetlands because it's off-site. It's not on the airport. And so John has graciously taken the project on because he's pretty good about finding grant dollars to get things done and not costing the city or county a lot of money. And this environmental grant was one that he identified. I believe it's $20,000.
50.
Oh, it's 50. Okay,
Yeah,
50.
it could be re-upped into another year.
$50,000 grant, and he can use that, even though that's a grant for the county to utilize for an environmental officer. He can utilize that as matching funds. So many dollars for the grants that he's getting has to be matching funds. That's either sourced from the county or from the city, and that would be essential. It's essential to our project, basically.
You don't feel like we'd take one of our deputies out to enforce this out of his normal duties?
I don't, I mean, the sheriff could probably address that more. I do know that, you know, probably 20-some years ago, the county got a grant, similar grant, and they just, they didn't hire a new deputy. They just had a deputy that was a part of his duty was to go out and, you know, if you have a trash pile or something, trying to identify. I mean, Jeff knows down there at the creek, you know, Kingfisher Creek down by the cemetery, that's a pretty common place for people to dump trash. You know, they just find, they dump it, and it just allows the county to enforce the littering laws. You know, $50,000, that's pretty close to the cost of a deputy anyway. I don't know what a deputy costs, but.
From working at the county for several years, this is an ongoing problem. We've always picked up trash.
Right.
do you feel like we could even prosecute somebody? I mean, if they're not gonna go to the trouble or pay a landfill, do you think we could even prosecute someone for dumping trash on the right of way?
Yeah, you have a statute, you know, you have littering statutes. The sheriff could probably address that more than I can, but yeah, I feel pretty certain you could prosecute someone for
Right.
illegal dumping.
And we have some money in the budget for remediation, you know, for, you know, not only identifying it, but clearing, right? I mean,
Yeah,
for roll-offs and that sort of thing.
that would help,
And you feel like this would benefit the whole county wide?
absolutely, absolutely.
Like I said, you know, on the basis of, you know, a lot of years at the county, we could spend, in my district, we could spend every day picking up roadside trash. I mean, every day, and never get out of it.
Right, I'd understand that, but I don't really see the downside of this grant.
Other than maybe the deputy enforcing this when he could be out doing other jobs.
Well, perhaps, Sheriff, do you have thoughts on that?
I guess I would have to see what all is written in the grant and what I know we have to take the class, right? Is there a
It's a one-day
requirement?
thing, yes.
Yeah, is there a certain amount of requirement of hours you have to spend doing that?
There is not.
So, but I imagine one person would be qualified to do that, I mean, just instead of saying everybody.
Oh, yeah, it gives somebody that designation.
So, a lot of the time, I think what Mike's getting at, it's gonna be hard to identify who actually did it. So, be able to enforce that. It's more so just identify, the deputy be identifying places, see if they can identify the person. And if not, a lot of it depends on these guys because they're ultimately the ones who have to clean it up. You know, for me, my guys aren't gonna be having roll-offs and stuff out there cleaning up their job.
Oh, absolutely.
We say clean it up anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's additional funding to assist with cleanup of the trash in the county. That doesn't cost you anything. The grant doesn't cost you anything.
I don't feel at this time we'd be interested in this. Jeff?
Is the majority of this not inside the Kingfisher limits? It looks to me by this map like all of it is
None of it
in the city property.
The none is incorrect. I checked that over and over again. I
Really?
can go pull it up on a map. I printed it to them last year when I brought up and told you as much. It is partially and a good portion. I'm not gonna say all of it or even half of it, but a good portion is in the city limits. I mean, it's,
Harry's home?
Yeah,
It's
this
owned
map.
by the city, but I didn't think any of it, I didn't think any of it was in the city limits.
So this isn't just the area we're working in, correct? There's just the whole area.
That is all of Harry's hole where the
Okay.
cleanup is.
where's the other maps I printed you last? Do you have them? I'll go
So-
grab them.
So, you know, the wetlands mitigation thing is on south, it's right at the very southern border of that. But there's no cleanup involved in that. This is just,
At all?
I tell you what, right now, at best, I think we can table this.
Last year.
of course, if tabling it, that would mean not acting on it at all, because this is the last week of
Yes.
February.
Could we possibly circle back around to it and let Nick get those other maps he's got? And
Well,
bring it or-
yeah, maybe if time allows, but, yeah, we just,
And if I may, you said the county's not interested. I believe the people of the county are interested in it. If you look at comments on Facebook about trash and the dumping and things like that, I think definitely the people of the county would be interested in something like this.
Well, and my feelings are, guys, that, you know, we do, like Mike says, we pick up the trash piles anyway. If somebody goes out and dumps a truckload of shingles on the side of the road, you know, somewhere, we go take care of it. We don't really look for names and addresses or eyewitnesses or anything or investigate it, but we go take care of it anyway. I was just kind of wondering if this kind of commits the county to some kind of long-term deal, you know, as far as cleaning up certain, you know, key sites or something, you know, and all the liabilities that go with it, as far as paying for it and, you know, the actual work.
Well, it's an annual grant, correct? That's not
They,
like
you
it's
can,
an
I think you
ongoing
can only, last year when I looked at it, you could get it for 2 years.
2 years.
But it wouldn't tie you to any particular site at all.
Okay.
It's all honestly kind of, I mean, it doesn't even seem like it should count for matching funds, honestly, because it's not really tied to the grant for the airport thing. Except that, you know, in the application I did to the National Park Service, said we'd be seeking other avenues to, you know, come for the matching funds, and listed you guys. Of course, I didn't know that whether we would be agreeable to that or not, but anyway, I think the chances are really good that it will count. Maybe not the full 50,000, but possibly for matching funds, and that's just 50,000 we don't have to find somewhere else, right? Which is sizable. I mean, you know.
And I appreciate your comments. I'll move to table this.
I'd like to see these other maps that he's got and stuff, if they might. Do you think we could circle back around before the end of the meeting and back to the same item and take action on it then, or table it, or whatever we decide?
I think we should table it, and, you know,
If I may
We
speak,
have a
if
lot
I may
to get
speak
on.
again, I know we were talking about it being in the city limits. I mean, it's, the airport's not gonna not get done if we don't, you know, get the $50,000 grant. But the airport, this is the only airport in the county. You know, it serves Kingfisher County. There's no funding ever asked for from the county, you know, you know, could easily be a joint venture between the city and the county, but it's not, you know. So I don't understand what the hesitation is.
I remember years ago, we went out and worked on that north end up there, you know, coming off of
Yeah.
Lake Elmer Road, you know, coming out
This
up
is-
there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Move
that's
that
what you
pond
got
down and
highlighted
stuff
as
like
the
that.
work area, right?
I mean, there's been a little
This
bit.
is the area
Fair
we're
enough.
discussing, correct?
Fair enough. Except,
would you guys like to see this?
Yeah,
Which other map?
you took it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Here's one.
you can see in that aerial, he said in the yellow is the city limits.
Okay.
Right here is the Harry's Old Clean, so.
But this is the site being,
Is that it right here?
yeah, so this is, last year, this was the area we were given. So this is what I'm referring to. Harry's Hole might be this one little pimple here, but the site they're referring to that the work will be done in is this site here. So the whole site, partially of the whole site, is inside the city limits.
Fair enough.
The hole itself,
Fair enough. But you can't see the tracks right there on your area.
There's quite a bit of stuff there.
There is quite a bit of stuff there. We've opened bids, and what the city did last week on
the actual
another grant
trash
to clean it
portion
up.
would be county.
We have $46,500 that we opened
Would you
bids
say
on
that
last
whole
week.
area is not in the city limit, in the county is correct? You do it.
Nick, I appreciate you bringing that to the
Yes, and-
attention.
Commissioner, does that make sense what you're looking at there?
Yeah.
Yellow line, city limits,
Mhm.
which overlaps a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really is kind of.
But this is the trash, which is outside the
You
city.
don't
I
want
hate
it
to
all
toss,
inside.
I hate to toss it back to you, but you're the one that's kind of the onus on you.
I am and I'm not, you know, so, cause like I said, our only job in all this is enforcing it. So, I have no problem doing that. It doesn't make a bit of difference to me. Most likely, if you guys have somebody litter out there anyway, you call us, we're gonna have to take care of it anyway. So, a lot of that, honestly, is y'all, cause you're the ones who have to come out there and pick it up. I mean, so, I have no problem, my guy, send somebody to a day-long class and have them be that environmental officer. But
You know,
but it's a lot, it's the work, ultimately, you guys have a lot more work in it than I do.
well, a lot of this, you know, we can't recoup any finances on it unless your guy came out, did the before pictures, the after pictures, and wrote everything up and sent, you know, send in for reimbursement of what it costs, in which we already have to go clean stuff up anyway. And a lot of the times, outside this area whole deal, when we have problems on the road, a lot of ours even on weekends. Somebody decides to, God forbid, we got spring cleaning coming up, they decide to go throw stuff on the edge of the road in the ditch, and we have to go out on a weekend. Not fair for us, and we're sure not gonna call an officer in on his weekend off to come out there and do all of this.
Sure.
You know, basically he'd be doing it for nothing, taking time away from his family and things like that, which we have to do as county employees anyway. So, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other, which way we go with this, my personal opinion. We're doing the work year-round anyway.
Well, since this is kind of in my district anyway, I guess I'm for it. For trying to go ahead and get the grant and everything. As long as it's not gonna put you in a bind.
No, I mean, I already have these funds aren't gonna be to employ somebody new, it's just
Right.
put somebody through the training.
And add a
and
little more to
do it.
them.
Yeah, I mean, how often are we actually gonna use this, you know, it's,
Probably,
there's stuff that need to be picked up, but most of the time you guys are gonna pick stuff up and
Yeah,
not even call us.
it's
you
not
know?
gonna be any different than it was in the past, so.
The initial cleanup will be done by the city of Kingfisher.
For
Yeah,
Harry's
that's
Hole.
fair.
For Harris Hole, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
I guess I would be in favor of it, Mr. Chairman, to proceed with whatever action we need to do, to accept the grant. I'll make that a motion.
Well, I'll second it then.
Moss,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
is there anywhere on here for them to sign this, or,
There isn't, we talked about that last year, it's odd.
so do they need to sign anywhere?
You know what, I need to be able to fill out all the contact information. There are just a few on it, Sheriff, that I didn't have, and then it's ready to send in. So I'll just coordinate with Sheriff and we'll get it, if it's gonna pass. It seems odd. City's grant was the same way.
Okay,
They got it and they didn't ever have to sign for it. They will send you a contract if you get it.
send who a
They'll
contract?
send the county a contract that will require a signature, but
Okay.
application for it, no.
Okay. Sparks,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Item 4, discussion and possible action regarding application for indigent burial cremation for Patricia Gross.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Sparks,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
there's nothing to sign.
Item 5, discussion and possible action regarding application for indigent burial cremation for William Walker.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
Sparks,
Yes. Item 6, discussion and possible action regarding road right-of-way for BM Power Up 1, starting in the southeast southwest section 28-15-8, ending in southeast of southwest section 29-15-8, 10-inch lake line.
That's in my area, just doing a water line crossing, temporary line. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
Sparks,
Yes.
I know something that doesn't just matter to me.
Sounds like
Laxity.
Are you?
What's your like for roads smoothly?
Item 7, discussion and possible action regarding resolution number 21 between Kingfisher County and Wagon Wheel Wind Project LLC, accepting responsibility for continued road maintenance. This is in my area, and I'll move to approve that.
I'll second.
Sparks,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Item 8, discussion and possible action regarding appointing a representative to Central Oklahoma Workforce Development Area Board. That would be me, and I will move to approve that.
I'll second it.
Sparks,
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Just need your signature.
Item 9, discussion and possible action regarding the minutes of the regular meeting held February 17th, 2026, agenda, purchase orders, warrants, payroll for February 23rd, 2026, for fiscal year 24-25 and fiscal year 25-26.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Schwartz, Moss,
Yes.
Sparks,
Yes.
Well, it looks that way. Oh. You left the room, did you take it with you?
I was sitting on my desk.
the one I have these.
You can't have them by email.
Okay.
You don't have it.
Birthdays. Blame me on birthdays.
This one is sheriff's stuff.
You so know that. It's supposed to be good for your memory.
You got two of those, Jeff.
Okay.
I missed your signature on that last week.
Two of them on the same one.
No, there's another one that he's got too.
All right.
Item 10, discussion and possible action regarding any new business.
I have none.
I have none.
Have any? Item 11, board comments and announcements.
None.
I do Wednesday, I will be on a new board at 1 o'clock.
Where do they meet at?
Excuse me?
Where do they meet at?
At the Autry Votech in Enid.
Okay. Thursday I'll be in Enid as well for the NODA meeting. So
That's all I've got.
that's all I got.
Brings us to item 12, adjournment.
I so move.
I'll second that.
Moss,
Yes.
Sparks,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.